Hello and welcome to the English Matura Express, the express to your success. Today we have a grammar session for you because today we are going to talk about using the future tenses. Hello and welcome back. My name is Maria and today, as I've already mentioned in the intro, we are going to talk about using the future tenses. Why? Because basically it's always good that you are able to talk about the future. It doesn't matter about which topic, you can always talk about, okay, what are the consequences, what are the results, what can be the results. And so it's good to know how to express the future in English. So let's have a look at the content of today's stream. At first, you'll get a quick overview of the basic structures to talk about the future. Then I will give you a review on the going to future, then the will future. Then we will talk about using present tenses to talk about the future. And then I will show you two other ways to talk about the future. And at the end, there is practice and demonstration of talking about the future. Yay! Okay, let's start. Let's start with the basic structures to talk about the future. So basically there are three, or let's say four structures to talk about the future that are commonly used and known. So we have the going to future. I think you've heard about it in, oh Chris, I think are you in the picture?
No, I think it's the other camera.
Ah, okay.
That's your picture.
Oh, sorry, never mind. Sorry, I don't want to share my spotlight. No, just some technical stuff. Okay, so we have to go into future. I think you've all heard about it, and the will future and the present tenses. Actually in English, so like in spoken English and in written English, so everyday English, there isn't really a difference. I mean, there is a slightly difference between the tenses, but sometimes they are, you can interchange them in a way. So you can use the going to future or the will future. You can use the present tenses or the going to future. So that's the case with the future tenses. Still, there are some differences, and yeah, that's why I will tell them you today. Okay, but now let's start with the going to future. So how do we how do we form the going to future? So we need am, is, are, so it depends on the person, so he is, and then we need going to, and we need a verb. We need the verb in the base form. So the first form of the verb, for those of you who don't really like the irregular verbs, easy. It's the first form. Good. Here is an example. I am going to fly to Paris this summer. The negation, you just need a not. So that's not really difficult. You don't need a didn't or doesn't or whatever. Just not. So I am not going to fly to Paris this summer. And a question, are you going to fly to Paris this summer? No, I'm not. Anyway, so when do we use it? So we talked about how we form it, but now when do we use this going to future? So we use it for planned actions, for planned future actions, so that we have already decided upon, and so things we intend to do. We are sure about something because we planned it in a way, okay? So I'm going to buy a car. I think that's not really a spontaneous decision. I mean, for some it is, for me it isn't. Yeah. Good. Then we have, we use it for logical assumptions. So based on the present, on the situation, we can say, okay, it's definitely going to rain. So look at those black clouds, it's going to rain. So there are some clouds there now, and based on this fact, it's going to rain. Good. So that's the going to future. Now let's move on to the will future. But before we do so, attention. I think that's really a common mistake. I will is not I want. yeah, because that's a typical Germanism that happens a lot, especially in spoken exams. So it's not ich will in German, it's not I will in English, it's I want. So pay attention to that. But now let's move on to the will future. So how do we form the will future? Again, we need will, obviously, and a verb in, again, the base form. I will phone her, or I'll phone her. The negation, again, we just need a not. I will not phone her, or I won't phone her. And the question, will you phone her? No, I won't. Okay, so when do we use the will future? We use it for spontaneous decisions. For example, what would you like to drink? So you are sitting in a bar, having a nice chat with your colleagues, and then what would you like to drink? Oh yeah, I'll have a beer, please. So it's a spontaneous decision. It's not really planned. You just order it, and yeah. You also use the will future for predictions and assumptions. So the sun will shine tomorrow. So you can't be that sure about it, about weather. So it's more like a prediction, a weather prediction. Therefore, because we also use it with predictions and assumptions, we use the will often with words like probably, maybe, I'm sure, or I think it will rain, or I hope it won't rain. I wonder. Yeah, that's why. Good. And then we use the will future in certain situations. For example, if we are offering to do something. Oh, that bag looks heavy. I'll help you with it. Yeah. Again, it's kind of spontaneous, and you are offering something. Yeah. You are offering your help at this moment. Yeah. Agreeing to do something. Can you give him this book? Sure. I'll give it to him this afternoon. Although, again, it's not really planned. It's just your reaction. And so that's why. Promising to do something. I won't tell anyone what happened. I promise. Promise is also a word that is often used with the will future. Good. Now there is also a will continuous. I mean, you don't call it will continuous, but it's future continuous. Yeah, will be doing. So will be doing is, as I've already told you, the future continuous, and you use it if you will be, future will be in the middle of doing something. Yeah. Here we have an example. So this time next time I'll be on holiday. I'll probably be on holiday. I'll be lying on the beach or swimming in the sea. So the focus, again, as it is a continuous form, lies on the action. Yeah, and the will be doing, the future continuous, is also used with events that are a result or kind of a part of an arrangement that was made earlier. So our best player is injured and won't be playing in the game on Saturday. Yeah, because of his injury. So that's the result of his injury, is that he won't be playing. That's the future continuous. Now let's move on to present tenses for the future. So we have the present continuous and the present simple. I won't really talk about how to use how to form them, because I think it's pretty straightforward. But if you need more information on it, there is a stream about using the present tenses, and there we talked in great detail about the present tenses. Good. So we have the present continuous. I'm doing something. So I've already decided and arranged to do it. For example, what time is Catherine arriving tomorrow? 10:30. I'm meeting her at the main station. So that's your plan. You'll be there at 10:30. I'm not working tomorrow, so we can go out somewhere. So for those of you who kept attention, you'd say, okay, but can't we just use the going to future because it's fixed and it's arranged and it's planned? Yeah, of course you can. So that's, yeah, not a problem. I mean, it's kind of great that you can use different forms. Oh, okay. So
Sorry.
it's okay. Bless you. So we have the going to future, which is also possible in these situations, yeah, in these kind of situations. So for situations that are decided and arranged, already decided and arranged, you can use, of course, the going to future. But the present continuous seems just more natural when talking about arrangements. So that's just the go-to tense when you talk about arrangements. But it's not wrong if you take the going to future. Good. You also use the present continuous. Oh, can you see it? Oh. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. No. So you also use the present continuous for. Now, here it is. So you can also use the present continuous for an action just before you begin to do it. Most of the time it's with words like verbs of movement, for example, go, come, leave, yeah, etc. So I'm tired, I'm going to bed now. It's not I'm going to go to bed now, because that just sounds stupid. So you can just use I'm going to bed now, which is the present continuous. And why? Because you're tired. Jess, are you ready yet? Yes, I'm coming. Again, present continuous. Good. Then, talking about present tenses for the future, let's move on to the present simple. When do we use the present simple? We use it for timetables, programs, again, things that are fixed, especially like timetables and programs for like public transport, TV, cinema program, and so on. My train leaves at 11:30. What time does the film start this evening? We also use it if a person has plans, so people have plans and they are fixed like a timetable. So, for example, I start my new job on Monday. It's sort of a timetable because you started on Monday. That's pretty sure, but you can also say I'm going to start my new job on Monday. That's fine as well. But if you want to have this sort of timetable meaning to it, go for the present simple. Now I will show you some other ways of expressing the future. Be due. So this can be used for, again, timetabled events. Usually there is a time or a date in the sentence. So then it's, yeah, used quite often. For example, repairs of the motorway are due to start on the 1st of August. Are due to start. Yeah? So it's an event in the near future that is, again, sort of timetabled, and there is a date. We have the 1st of August, so that's why. Good, then we have be about. You've probably heard about that already about that. So it's also for an event that we intend or even like expect to happen again in the near future. So hurry up. The driver says he can't wait any longer. He's about to leave without us. He's about to leave without us. So the film is about to start. The bus is about to leave. So I think you know this. It's again a way of expressing the future. And as you can see, there are many ways of doing it. And there is often that there is the same meaning, or let's say the similar meaning. But if you want to reach, or if you want to emphasize, okay, it's more like timetabled, or it's more like it's really planned and fixed, or I'm not really sure yet, it's just a prediction. So you can choose the tense, the future tense for it. I think that's quite nice. And now let's see when you can actually use the future. So in your oral exam. So let's see and practice. Good. You can actually use it at the beginning of your exam, because at the beginning of your exam, you'll be asked to introduce yourself. So can you tell us something about yourself, what you did before, why you're here today, and so on. So you have to talk about your past. So maybe I did an apprenticeship as, and then you talk about the present, so why you're here today, and what are your future plans? And future plans, you need a future. So I have 3 example sentences for you that you could easily use in your self-introduction. For example, I am going to study in Vienna. So it's the going to future because it's kind of fixed. Not kind of fixed, it's fixed. So probably you've already looked for a flat in Vienna. You know which studies you want to start there. You found a university or whatever. So you're sure you want to move to Vienna and you want to study there. And that's why you are using the going to future to express that certainty. Good. Then I hope I will pass my A-levels. I mean, I wouldn't really say that at the beginning. I would say like, yeah, I definitely will pass it. No, just don't say it. But it's an example, yeah. So it's will pass because you can't be that sure. I mean, I hope you can be sure, but yeah, it's still an exam. You never know. Will future. Good. And then last example. In 10 years, I will be leading my own company. So in 10 years, you will be in the middle of doing something great. You will be having your own company. That would be great, wouldn't it? Good. Can you think of other examples? So other examples in your self-introduction. So I don't know, what could you say? Like, I don't know, I'm going to have a family or whatever. So think about some and maybe write it in our comments. Do we have any comments?
No, unfortunately, we don't have any comments so far. But there's still some time left, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe you write us something in the comments. Maybe something about your future you want to share with us. And yeah, or with the rest of the viewers. So, good. And of course, we also need it when we're talking about the core topics. So, as you know, there are some topics you have to talk about. I mean, you should know. And yeah, because I guess with every topic you can kind of talk about the future. For example, we have topics like advertising or the environment. I think they are just great examples to think about, okay, what will be the future of advertising? And here again, I have 2 example sentences. In 10 years, advertising on the internet will play an even bigger role than nowadays. So you're not sure about it, but you kind of make a prediction, an assumption about that, and that's why you use the will future. Good. So what do you think? Will it play a more important role? I guess, but yeah, we don't know. Good. We are going to face huge problems because of global warming. So it's kind of a logical assumption because, you know, climate change, I mean, not all of us know, but there is something going on. And that's why we are going to face problems, unfortunately. Good. Now I have, again, an example for you before we end this stream for today. It's about gender roles, also a topic. And yeah, so a typical question could also be, yeah, what will change? Will genders or stereotypes, will they change in the next years? And you can talk about it, for example, yeah, maybe in 10 years men will wear dresses like women do, or something like that. So think about some sentences. Maybe you can, if you want, you can of course write them in the comments, and we will be glad to read them and to correct them if there are any mistakes, or to give you some feedback on it. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope we see us next week, so in the future. And yeah, if you enjoyed the stream, then just please hit the like button, and also Do not forget to subscribe to our channel because we post new videos every week and I hope they are helpful for you. If so, maybe write it in the comments or give us some feedback how we can make it better for you. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening and bye-bye.